Today in this video we are going to discuss about the Gratuity Act 1972 and subsequently amended during 1982. So the act was given assent by the president on 21st August 1972, and then it was enforced on 16th September 1972. So the enforcement date of this act is 16th September 1972. So now we will see தமிழில் இதற்கு பணிக்கொடை என்பார்கள். பணிக்கொடை என்றால் ஒருவர் பணி செய்துவிட்டு அவர் பணி முடியும் பொழுது அவருக்கு ஒரு கொடையாக அவர் செய்த வேலையை கருதி அவருக்கு ஒரு அவார்டு கொடுப்பதாக இந்த கிராஜுவிட்டி என்பது அமைந்திருக்கின்றது. இதற்கு பணிக்கொடை என்று பெயர். அதனை பற்றி பார்க்க இருக்கின்றோம். அது எவ்வாறு கணக்கிடப்படுகிறது, யாருக்கெல்லாம் கொடுக்கப்படுகிறது என்பதை பார்க்க இருக்கின்றோம். Now the scope and definitions. Actually the Gratuity Act has been defined as the award given for the meritorious service of the employees by the employer. So gratuity is calculated on the basis of the service rendered by the employee, and for each completed years of service 15 days salary is given as the gratuity. So that is the important scope, and this is applicable to all over India except Jammu and Kashmir. Now we will see the definitions, important definitions. First definition is appropriate government. The appropriate government will be the state government or the central government or the central government controlled companies. All are that is called appropriate government. And complete year of service, that is when a person is absent himself for more than that is for he has completed 240 days. In a year he has to complete 240 days he has to work, then it is calculated as 1 year. Suppose if he has not completed 1 year of service, that is 240 days of service, it is not calculated for the purpose of gratuity. So for suppose an employee has joined completed 25 years of service, and in 25 years of service in 1 year he has applied leave without sanction and without any injury or death, then he has the unauthorized absence for more than that is 240 days. He has to complete 240 days, that is approximately 8 months he has to work in a year. Then it will be calculated for the purpose of gratuity, otherwise it will not be calculated. So 24 completed years, in the 25th year he has not completed the 240 days of the working day, then it will not be, the 25th year will not be calculated. So for the 24 years he is eligible for the gratuity. Then now we will see the definitions. Completed years of service we have seen, and continuous service means a person, there should not be any interruption in service. Suppose the nature of work is interrupted in its work. He has given 2 months job and then retrenched, then again given. So such type of service is not calculated for the purpose of gratuity. That is called interruption of service. Then this is continuous service is governed by section 2A within bracket 1. And controlling authority, usually the controlling authority will be assistant labor commissioner or labor officers have been appointed for the controlling, they will be working as the controlling authority. So all the problems will be sorted out by these officers, the labor officers and assistant labor commissioner. Suppose the appellate authority will also be there. Deputy labor commissioner is the appellate authority. Any appeal, suppose if it is not redressed by the labor officer and assistant labor commissioner, then it has to go to the appellate authority. The appellate authority is deputy labor commissioner. It is governed by section 3. Now we will see employee. Employee is appointed by the employer on wages. On wages, it includes the workers in factory and workers in mines and workers in oil fields and also the railway and the plantations. Apart from this, the government servants are also included in this. But in case of the payment of gratuity or the eligibility criteria varies from state to state. For example, for teachers, before 2003 in Tamil Nadu, before 2003, the payment of gratuity is eligible, and after 2003, they are not eligible for gratuity. In Gujarat, during 2005, they are not eligible for the gratuity. Since they are, it has been decided by the court that they are not coming under either skilled or unskilled or semi-skilled, and so such of they are not coming under the workmen, so they are not eligible for the gratuity. So such a ruling was given by the Gujarat. So the awarding of the gratuity varies from state to state. And next thing, employer. The employer is the one who employs the employee, that is employer. And factory, the workers who are any manufacturing activity is there, then it is called factory, and it is the factory is defined as per section 2 of Factories Act 1948. Then we will see what is meant by family. The family means the employees. Suppose if the employee is dead, then the male employee is dead, and then his wife and his son, his daughters are all coming under the family. Similarly, if the female employee is a married employee, then if he is dead, then the legal heir will be his husband, her daughter, her son will be coming under the family. In relation to the employee, usually it is in relation to employee. Then the major port. What is major port? It is defined as section 3. Oil fields defined under section 3, and also plantation is defined as section 2. Port is defined as section 3, and railway company is defined in class 5, section 3. Now we will see what is meant by retirement. The retirement means termination of service of the employee, that is retirement. So the voluntarily the employer may retire the employee, that is called a termination of the employee from the service. Then superannuation means in the normal retirement, after attaining the certain age, they will be retiring from the service. That is called superannuation. The employee vacate the employment. That is called the employee vacate the employment. That is after obtaining the age of superannuation. Say for example, in case of state government, in Tamil Nadu it is fixed as 58. In case of central government it is fixed as 60 years of age. So on attaining the age of 60, naturally they will be retiring. Like that, on attainment of 58, the state government employee will retire from service. Then wages. What is my wages? For the purpose of calculation of gratuity, the last drawn basic pay and DA is calculated. that is computed and taken for gratuity. The other allowances such as HRA and the tiffin allowance, and if at all any other fringe benefits are there, those things are not taken into account. Only basic pay, the last drawn, the last retired month, last basic pay and DA is taken as the wages. That is basic pay and plus DA. Now, when payment of gratuity is payable on termination of the employment, the gratuity is eligible. Then we will see the determination of the amount, how it is calculated, what is the formula for calculating the gratuity. We have already told that for every completed years of service, 15 days salary is given as gratuity. So, suppose if 30 years of service he has put up, that is complete years, that is all years he has to complete more than 240 days of the working day, then it is calculated as completed years of service. Then 15 months salary, the last drawn salary, 15 months salary he is eligible. That is or 10 lakhs, whichever is less. Suppose if it is coming more than 10 lakhs, then he is eligible for only 10 lakhs. Suppose if the calculation comes below 10 lakhs, he is eligible for that amount. Then the formula is number of years of service into loss multiplied by last drawn basic pay plus DA into 15 by 26. The day salary is calculated not for 30 days, because suppose if 30 days total emolument is calculated, then it will be per day salary will be less. But barring the leave and all, so 4 days leave is given generally, so that is paid salary. So the total salary drawn is calculated for 26 days only. So 15 by 26, that is then for each and every the last drawn BP plus DA divided by 26, then day salary will be coming more. Then last drawn basic pay DA by 30. So into 15 days, for every completed years of service, 15 days is salary is granted. So into number of years service. So the formula is, again repeat, number of years of service into last drawn BP, last drawn month, that is when he is retiring. Suppose if he is retiring in the month of say the month of March 2022, the March drawn basic pay and DA will be taken for the purpose of calculating the gratuity. So number of years service and the last drawn BP plus DA into 15 divided by 26. The thing is, the month salary should be divided by 26. Then 1 day salary will come into 15 days salary, that is for 1 year 15 days salary is given into number of years service. So that is the calculation. For example, 20 years of service he has put up and 25,000 he is drawing as basic pay and DA, and he has completed that is the other thing is 15 by 26, that is for the 25,000 should be divided by 26 and 1 day salary will come into 15 days salary will come, then it into 20. So it is coming to 2,88,461.54. It is less than 10 lakhs, so the 2,88,000 is given as gratuity. That is for doing meritorious service or as a matter of gift, this is given, the gratuity is given. Then the current gratuity limit has been raised to 20 lakhs now from 10 lakhs, and then to whom gratuity is payable, who are all eligible. an employee eligible for superannuation. So the employee who attained the age of superannuation and retirement order is also given, he is eligible for the gratuity. And an employee retired, suppose if voluntary retires or the termination is given by the department, then they are also eligible for gratuity, provided they have to complete 5 years of continuous service. That is very, very important. For gratuity, 5 years completion should be there, then only the gratuity will be sanctioned. But in the case of death or in the case of accident, this is not applicable. Then the actual number of years of service can be calculated. Only in the case of normal retirement, a person has to complete 5 years continuous service. In the case of death or in the case of accident or in the case of layoff, retrenchment, this is not applicable. The normal 5 years will not be applicable. Then an employee worked continuously for 5 years with a single employer. And another thing, the employer, he should not change the employer. With a single employer, he should have done the employment for continuous 5 years. Then forfeiture of gratuity. Suppose we have already told you that it's a gift awarded by the employer to the employee for his meritorious service. Suppose if the service is not meritorious or terminated for act of negligence during his service, for the act of negligence, the caused damage, the employer caused damage to the property of the employee, caused damage to the property of the employer, then the forfeiture of the gratuity will be made, and that forfeiture will not exceed the actual loss occurred by the employee. Suppose because of him a property of 5 lakhs has been damaged, and he is eligible for 7 lakhs, means the 7 lakhs minus 5 lakhs, 2 lakhs will be given as gratuity. So according to the extent of damage caused by the employee, from the last gratuity it will be deducted. If at all, if balance is there, it will be given as gratuity. So that is the thing. That is called forfeiture of gratuity. Then the protection of gratuity. Gratuity cannot be charged or attached to another, because actually it has to be the employee is eligible for his meritorious service, so he should be awarded that gratuity. Hence it cannot be charged or attached. Then in the case of death, we already told that continuous service need not be required in case of death. That is 5 years of compulsory service need not be done in case of death. Then then also they are eligible for this gratuity. Suppose if the death occurred within 1 year, then 2 into basic salary is eligible. He is eligible for basic pay plus D.A. 1 year within 5 years, if the death occurs during the service, then 6 into basic pay is calculated as gratuity, and 5 years, but before 11 years the employee died, then 12 into basic salary is given. 12 into basic salary, that is 11 years, but below 20 years, if the death occurs in the course of service, then 20 into basic salary is calculated. This is in case of death. So this is with regard to the gratuity. Now in Tamil, gratuity என்பது பணிக்கொடை. இந்த பணிக்கொடை என்பது ஒருவர் அவர் சர்வீஸ் காலத்திலே ஒரு மெரிட்டோரியஸ் சர்வீஸ் செய்ததால் அவருக்கு ஒரு கொடையாக பணிக்கொடையாக கொடுக்கப்படுகிறது. இது எவ்வாறு கால்குலேட் செய்யப்படுகிறது என்றால், ஒரு ஒரு வருஷத்தை முடித்திருந்தால் அவருக்கு ஒரு 15 நாள் சேலரி அவருக்கு தரப்படும், கிராஜுவிட்டியாக கணக்கிடப்படும். ஒரு 10 வருஷம் கண்டினியூஸாக அவர் வேலை செய்திருந்தால் பைத்தர தட் இஸ் 5 months சேலரி, த லாஸ்ட் கிராண்ட் சேலரி ஃபார் த பர்பஸ் ஆஃப் இந்த கிராஜுவிட்டியை கால்குலேட் பணிக்கொடையை கால்குலேட் பண்ணுவதற்கு கடைசியில் வாங்குகின்ற சம்பளத்தில் 5 மாத சம்பளங்க 10 வருடம் வேலை பார்த்திருந்தால் பைத்தர 5 மாத சம்பளம் அவருக்கு தரப்படும். 20 வருடம் வேலை பார்த்திருந்தால் 10 மாத சம்பளம் தரப்படும். 30 வருடம் இருந்தால் 15 மாத சம்பளம் தரப்படும். இவ்வாறாக அதனை கால்குலேட் பண்ணுவதற்காக நம்பர் ஆஃப் இயர்ஸ் சர்வீஸ், லாஸ்ட் கிராண்ட் பேசிக் பே இன்ட்டு 15/26. இந்த 26 இந்த பேசிக் பேயிலிருந்து 26ஆல் வகுக்கிறோம் என்றால் மாதத்திற்கு 30 நாள் வகுத்தால் ஒரு நாள் சேலரி கம்மியாக வரும். ஆனால் அவர் 26 நாள் தான் வேலை செய்கின்றார், பாக்கி சம்பளத்துடன் கூடிய விடுப்பு தரப்படுகிறது. எனவே 26 நாட்களுக்கு சம்பளம் கணக்கிடப்பட்டு ஒரு நாளுக்கு இவ்வளவு என்று கணக்கிடப்படுகிறது. எனவே சம்பளத்தை 26ஆல் வகுத்து ஒரு நாள் சம்பளம் கணக்கிடப்படுகிறது. அது 15ஆல் பெருக்கப்பட்டு மற்றும் எத்தனை வருடம் சர்வீஸ் செய்தாரோ அதால் பெருக்கப்பட்டு கிராஜுவிட்டி கணக்கிடப்படுகிறது. சப்போஸ் இந்த கிராஜுவிட்டி 10 லட்சத்திற்கு மேல் போனால் 10 லட்சம் வழங்கப்படும். 10 லட்சத்திற்கு குறைவாக வந்தால் அது மட்டுமே வழங்கப்படும். இவ்வாறாக கிராஜுவிட்டி கணக்கிடப்படுகிறது. இந்த கிராஜுவிட்டி forfeiture என்றால் என்னென்றால், எம்ப்ளாயர் வேலை கொடுக்கிறவர் அந்த இவரால் ஏற்பட்ட எம்ப்ளாயால் ஏதாவது நஷ்டம் ஏற்பட்டால், அவருடைய ஒமிஷன் வேலையில் செய்யும்பொழுது ஏதாவது அவர் கமிஷனோ அல்லது ஒமிஷனோ செய்து அதனால் நஷ்டம் ஏற்பட்டால், ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிக்கு டேமேஜ் ஏற்பட்டால், அது எவ்வளோ நஷ்டமானதோ அந்த அளவிற்கு கழித்து கொண்டு மீதியை கொடுப்பார்கள், கிராஜுவிட்டியாக கொடுப்பார்கள். இந்த கண்டினியூஸ் இந்த கிராஜுவிட்டி வாங்குவதற்கு 5 வருடம் கண்டினியூஸாக வேலை செய்திருக்க வேண்டும். ஆனால் இது ஒரு அந்த எம்ப்ளாயிக்கு இறப்பு ஏற்படும் பொழுதோ அல்லது ஒரு லே ஆஃப் இருக்கும்பொழுதோ இல்லை ரிட்ரைட்மெண்ட் இருக்கும்பொழுதோ இந்த கண்டினியூஸ் சர்வீஸ் என்பது பொருந்தாது. அப்பொழுது இறப்பின் பொழுது எவ்வாறு கால்குலேட் பண்ணுகிறார்கள் கிராஜுவேட் என்றால், ஒரு வருடத்திற்குள்ளாக அவர் செத்துவிட்டால் 2 மாத சம்பளம் 2 இன்ட்டு பேசிக் பே கொடுக்கிறார்கள். ஒரு வருடம் 5 வருஷத்திற்குள்ளாக செத்தால் 6 இன்ட்டு பேசிக் பே கால்குலேட் தரப்படுகிறது, கிராஜுவிட்டியாக கால்குலேட் செய்யப்படுகிறது. 5 வருஷம் ஆனால் 11 வருஷத்துக்குள்ளாக இருந்தால் 12 இன்ட்டு பேசிக் பே பெருக்கப்பட்டு அந்த வருகின்ற ரூபாய் கொடுக்கப்படுகிறது. அதே மாதிரி 11 வருஷத்துக்குள்ளாக 20 வருஷத்துக்குள்ளாக 20 இன்ட்டு பேசிக் சேலரி கொடுக்கப்படுகிறது. இன் கேஸ் ஆஃப் டெத், இடையிலே டெத் ஏற்படும் பொழுது அந்த 5 வருடம் கண்டினியூஸாக வேலை செய்ய வேண்டும் என்ற கட்டாயம் இல்லை. With this we conclude this video.